Program complete. Auto-engage time sequence synchronized.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Jamie Plays. I'm Jamie and today I have an extra special video for you. Today we're going to be looking at the upcoming update for Star Trek New Horizons, and it's not only the compatibility patch for Stellaris 3.11.3, but it is also a major update to Star Trek New Horizons, so much so that it even has a title. It's called a Mirrored Shattered expansion. So let's dive in. As you may have guessed from the name A Mirrored Shattered, this update brings us brand new scenarios set in the Mirror universe starting from the 2300s, which will allow you to play a largely unexplored era of Mirror universe history. Included in this update are two new Mirror universe maps starting from the pre-TNG era, and all Empire setups have been expanded accordingly. Additionally, there are 3 new Empires that can be used exclusively on these new maps. So you can start as the Terran Resistance. Can you rise from the defeat of the mighty Terran Empire and come back to be a galactic power? There's also the Klingon-Cardassian Alliance. So will the new Quadrant superpower have what it takes to dominate the galaxy? And there is also the Republic of Hope, who, having won their freedom, can the Republic survive sandwiched between such mighty rivals? Only you will be able to tell once you start a new game on one of these maps. Another big feature that's been released is the new Star Trek New Horizons combat mode. So what this does is that whenever your ships get into combat, it slows down the actual speed of combat to make it more realistic, visually stunning, and truer to what we actually see in the games as well. Another big feature that's been added is a new megastructure called Traffic Control. What this megastructure does is it adds in hyper relay travel features into Star Trek New Horizons. There is also a traffic control policy. So this policy will automatically build traffic control centers on every new starbase and new outpost that you create. Finally, certain weapons have also been balanced and stats have been tweaked based on beta feedback as well. Additionally, anti-Borg edicts have also been increased in terms of their effectiveness, meaning that once you activate these, how you fight against the Borg will be more effective than without these edicts. Another huge change is to our science ships. So all science ships now have the ability to equip limited weapons in order to be able to defend themselves as they're retreating and running from whatever threat they found in a new system. There's also new exploration cruisers that have been added for each race that use a generic ship class. These are basically well-armed version of science ships, so you can send these out to explore without having to worry about, oh look, I've lost yet another science ship. As a result, we also now no longer have flagships that are both, you can decide whether it is a science ship or an exploration cruiser. Flagships, which currently we have for the Romulans, the Klingons, and the Federation, have been converted to this exploration cruiser system. That doesn't mean you won't be able to build special science ships. They still exist, but now you can build a limited number of these, and they're called science cruisers. Additionally, in the setup, additional bits of Breen lore have been added. These are for things like Discovery, which has given us new information about the Breen. Also, shuttle limits have been removed, but the AI weighting has also been lowered. This is because shuttles should be able to go kind of as far as they want. So that has now been reflected in the mod. Supply depots now also offer Commodore roles instead of soldier roles. So rather than stationing soldiers there, you'll have Commodores at your supply depots. That better reflects what we actually see in the Star Trek universe. Also, in terms of Mars, so Mars now starts as terraformed in both the Prime universe and Mirror universe pre-TNG starts. You won't have to worry about that. There are a couple of new events and new tweaks to events. So in the Mirror universe, you might suddenly have a mysterious trader offering the chance to obtain a powerful new weapon from a parallel universe. I won't give any more spoilers about that, but I'm sure you will come across it in any Mirror universe playthroughs you would like to do. Also, there were some issues with the V'ger and the Whale probe not always firing. So if you're now playing canon mode, those will always fire in a playthrough, so you won't only have one or the other. That's now guaranteed for canon mode specifically. There are some new leaders, and of course, because we have a huge update to the Mirror Universe, there are also a lot of new Mirror Universe hero leaders that have been added. These also include Stellaris. Additionally, for all of the maps, Robert April now has a career choice. You can choose exactly what kind of leader you would like Robert April to be. And various discovery leaders have been added as expedition rewards as well. I'll let you figure those out on your own without giving you any spoilers. There has also been some updates to the two-dimensional art. So for example, there are new uniforms for the Coalition of Hope and the Klingon-Cardassian Alliance. There have also been some updates to the Betazoid clothing choices, as well as the Saurian portraits as well, so you can find those in-game. It also wouldn't be a major update without additions and changes to ships. So for the Confederacy of Earth, we have several new ships. The CSS World Razor, which we see in Picard. There's also the Hallard and Claymore classes have been added, and a unique Intrepid model has also been added for the Confederacy of Earth ships. For the Terran Empire, there are various new textures for Terran Empire ships, also with new decals that we've seen in the shows, and the sections of the Vengeance have also been updated. Looking more generally, the Ambassador, Naranda, and Galaxy class scales have also been aligned, so you won't suddenly have a huge version of one ship and a tiny version of the next ship. There was also a poll in the Discord for a new ship set of a minor species, and Talaxian's one. So special thanks to Rysel-chan. These are the ships that Rysel-chan has come up with for the Talaxians, based on what we see in Star Trek Voyager, and I think they look amazing, so special thank you to Rysel-chan. The Malachowski class model has also been updated and replaced. A big thank you to Pundus for that. And finally, for the Dominion, the Shrike class has also been added for a Tier 10, Tier 11 ship. Of course, it wouldn't be a patch without several fixes. So there was an issue with the Xindi spawning and not all of the Xindi species being created. That has now been fixed. There was also some issues with some of the starting settings where they were not implemented correctly. Those have also been fixed. The space station graphic effects have also been added and or fixed, depending on which one they are. The Suliban and Hirogen habitat buildings now also use the correct models, rather than, I think they were using Borg models, so those have now been fixed. There was also a leader age bug, so you could have, for example, people like Hikaru Sulu starting at the age of 0, which the Federation doesn't allow child labor, so that was obviously a bug that's now been fixed, so they should be the correct age when you employ them. Also, leader spawn spacing, especially for Strange New Worlds and the Discovery era around that time, have also been balanced as well. So you won't suddenly have the change of a year and suddenly get 10 different leaders because you've now entered the Discovery or the Strange New Worlds era. Rounding off the fixes, there were also some starting settings that were not fully implemented or not quite working the way they were intended. Those have now been fixed. Kayana Prime startup settings have also been fixed, and the Acaritian species are now more appropriate to what we know about them. And finally, last but not least, there has been a change to the balance for Borg events, so they now use difficulty levels from 0 to 6. Previously it was from 0 to 5, which is the standard set of difficulty levels for most empires. So what this means is that you will sometimes have some Borg events, or some events that are now more difficult for the Borg to get through than other empires. This is to, again, help balance it so the Borg are not just rushing through. So that is it for the patch notes for this upcoming patch. I have been told that I must stress that while the patch is almost ready, it's in the final stages of beta testing, and it should hopefully come out within the next week. However, that is not guaranteed, so don't take it as law just because I've said it in this video. If any major bugs or any crashes or anything come up, it could be delayed again. Of course, the devs want the best update possible that they can, and the most stable update possible that they can produce. So hopefully we will see this next week if everything goes well. If not, then definitely remember to access the Discord for Star Trek New Horizons, called the Paradoxical Group, which is the group that develops this mod, and also the subreddit for Star Trek New Horizons, where you can get the latest information on this update, as well as development of the game, and meet other people who are interested in Star Trek New Horizons. Definitely an excellent spaces to watch, also for more information about this update. I hope you've enjoyed this video, I hope you learned something. If so, definitely please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I hope to see you next time for another episode of Jamie Plays. Bye for now.